Joe. This is Sierra Specialty Auto. Welcome to the shop. In June of 2025, my friend Stan Zinkosky of Bar Z Bash fame put up a temporary video offering for sale a basket case Dake Johnson Model J bandsaw. And I have for a long time thought that would be the ideal bandsaw for my shop. I've looked at a lot of them in YouTube videos and thought, that burn, that's a pretty nice saw. If I ever had a chance, I'd pick up one of those. Stan offered this saw for a very good price. I got right on the email machine and asked him if it was still available. If it was, that I would take it, knowing that I was going to be attending the Bar Z Bash later that month and would be able to pick it up. Stan had disassembled the saw down to individual nuts and bolts pretty much. So when I got it home, I started looking through the various sub-assemblies to determine what parts would have to be ordered. Stan had done research and gave me copies of an email exchange with the current producer of the Johnson saw. He determined that all or almost all of the parts that this one might need were available new. I looked at some of the prices and I thought, I wonder if I can do this for a little smaller budget than Stan had planned. The first sub-assemblies I decided to look at were the blade guides. They have obvious problems that would have to be either repaired or the guides replaced in order to make the saw functional at all. So in this first video, I'm going to start working on trying to get them back to usable condition. If I'm lucky, I'll get them back to very good condition. We'll see how this goes. Our friend Tom Lipton offered to help us move the saw to Northern California. Heather and I took about half of it in our car. Tom loaded the other half and took to his place near Fiddletown. And this gave us a really good excuse for a road trip to visit Tom's shop and get what he calls the nickel tour. Heather and I had a great time visiting with Tom. He's such a remarkable guy, has such a remarkable shop. I brought along with me a microscope I had acquired, a bench microscope. Tom took a look at it, helped me figure out what I was doing wrong with it. Objects needed to be elevated to focus properly. So he took a look at that and got me straight on that. Then we loaded up the car, got ready for the return trip, said goodbye to Tom, and headed home. And here we are, ready to unload at our place in Quincy. We'll look at some video of that, and then here is my storage shelf under my outside work area with all of the saw parts loaded into and next to a shelving unit. Well, Heather and I are home from Tom Lipton's down in Fiddletown, unloading the rust of the Bar Z bandsaw. This is the new motor Stan bought. He hasn't even unwrapped that yet. This is hardware, counterweight, coolant pump, and the old control box on-off switch. Sheet metal that bolts on, I know not where, but I'll find out. Counterbalance spring,
main pivot shaft. I think this is something to do with the on-off switch, but I think Stan told me that, but I'm not sure. And the lead screw for the vise. Vise, pulleys, bearings, more pieces of the vise. Both of the blade guides. Stan said he didn't buy new bearings yet, and that'll definitely be on the list. These are frozen. One of the sheet metal end pieces, the other one is missing, so we'll have to duplicate this. Here's, I think, the control for the ram, the hydraulic cylinder to control the lowering of the saw. More vise parts, the gearbox, and the hand wheel. I'm not going to take that out. Hand wheel for the vise. That goes on the lead screw for the vise. The old motor, which seems to turn freely, it's a friction bearing with oil cups. So we'll probably take Stan's advice and replace that with the new one. And last but certainly not least, we have the main side frames. And I can see how these would be a little bit on the fragile side when the saw is not all bolted together. So a person wants to be a little careful with these. And that's it for unloading. Stay tuned for future developments. Both of the blade guide arms are broken. This one has been repaired. That's a very nice job of brazing, but holding a square up to this and sighting on it, I'm pretty sure that this surface, this machine surface that the blade guide swivels on is not perpendicular to this mounting surface that mounts to the cover of the saw. I think they got it pretty close, but not quite. I can also see that this is not in a straight line here. There's a little bit of a tweak this way. I'm not concerned about that. That would just roll the bearings back a little bit, and I don't think that's significant. I do wonder whether the mounting hole for the swivel is lined up accurately with the mounting surface to match this one. So I'm going to do some checking on that to determine the location of this hole in relation to this plane for both of the arms. The arms are identical, same casting number. The catalog says this part 2 required, so they should be a perfect match. Right now I'm going to go fixture this in the vise on the milling machine and set up an indicator to determine whether this is perpendicular to this. So let's go do that. First, let's take a look at this one. This one I'm going to repair with braze. I've got a chunk cut from an old flywheel, cast iron, with a braze prep. Can we show that? Yeah, there, I think that shows the braze prep. Clamp on the machine surface first, braze this side, and then turn it over and braze the other side to get a full prep. So that should be, I should be able to restore that pretty close to original. I could buy new ones there. I think they're $140 a piece, and for that kind of money, I'll put a little time into trying to repair the original ones. Now let's go over to the milling machine, set this up, and take a look at it. I have the blade guide arm set up in the milling machine with the mounting surface clamped in the vise, so perpendicular to the table. I've got an indicator on the machined surface. We're reading about, well, pretty close to 0 right there. There's 0. I'm still on the edge. And we move all the way across to the other side, and we're right at 75 thousandths. That is too much. That is going to hold the bearings at an angle. It's going to pull the blade off of square, just not acceptable. If it was 15 or 20 thousandths, I think I would just machine this surface in a setup much like what I have here, but we'd have to put a jack and a clamp under here to hold this in, but that's too far off. I'm going to cut the original brazing all but maybe a ½ an inch, and then I'm going to twist this until it's square, grind a new braze prep, and re-braze this arm to get this surface perpendicular. I did this braze work off camera because usually my brazing is not much fun to watch, but actually this time it went pretty well. I was able to get it to flow nicely and pile up nicely where I needed it. So there's the big repair, and here's the small piece. There's plenty of extra there. I think I can grind that down, make that look pretty good. Let me clean this up in the bead blaster, and we'll go back to the milling machine and check the perpendicularity on this one arm and see if I made an improvement. I think I did. I've got the guide arm with just the one ear broken off, mounted up in the vise. This edge surface is perpendicular, and we're going to go straight across to see how close the original surface was to being perpendicular. We're on 5 thousandths right now, and I'll sweep back across in a straight line down to about 1. So the original is within about 4 thousandths of being perpendicular. Let's get the other one mounted in there and check it. All right, here's the one with the large repair all the way across on 0 at the inboard edge, all the way across 10 thousandths. That's a heck of a lot better. Before, I think we were at 70 thousandths. So I took some care getting this fixtured, but it was difficult to keep it square with the clamping on rough surfaces. I think that's pretty good. I do believe I will try to do a little fly cutting on that and see if I can bring it in just a little bit closer. I'm gonna settle for the other one at 4 thousandths. I'll leave that, but this one I'd like to improve just a little bit. I think 10 thousandths is still too much out of line. I have a feeling this is going to sing horribly. Bad chatter. I've got some dense foam wedged in underneath. Got a good clamp here. I'm hopeful. Let's see what happens. I've got about a 5 thousandths depth of cut going here at 150 RPM we'll try to start with. Let's come out of there and see what it looks like. Actually, that's almost got it. It's a little shy spot over here. I'm going to take a finish cut of just a couple of thousandths and call that quits. Ooh, I think I'm very happy with that. Let's get this clamp off and see if it is if the dial indicator agrees with what we're looking at. Okay, moment of truth coming up. There's 0 all the way across. 0. Boy, I just I'm very pleased with that. Maybe I will put that other one in. This was so easy to do. I'm going to go ahead off camera and get that other one to the same state. I am very happy with these. The finish is not perfect, but then this is a casting anyway. It filled up nicely. It ground out well. I ended up with near perfect perpendicularity. I did go ahead and do this other one as well with just the ear broken off. It was off about 4 thousandths. I did the same machining to that one and got it right on perpendicular. Very good. There was only one of the adjusting handles, I believe they call this. The other one had just a nut on it, so I just used a wrench on it. This handle is broken. It should be symmetrical. Should have another wing coming off here. These are available for about $38 from Dake Johnson, but they are the current design, which is a round wing on each side. I can get a very similar one from McMaster Carr, 7-inch diameter with an unthreaded hub. I just drill and tap a 3/8 16 hole in it. So I'm going to get a pair of those and save close to $40. The other guide parts, the rest of it's just hardware, nuts and bolts, washers. These parts need to be cleaned, so I'll get them in the cleaning process. The blade guide casting repairs went quite well. I'm happy with that. In a future video, we will get them reassembled with all new bearings. In the next video, I'm going to start work on the gearbox. Please come back for that. Till we meet again, thanks for watching.